Hey guys, Dan here from Your Guitar Academy and welcome back to this course, the 30-day beginner challenge. And in this lesson, we're going to be learning your first ever guitar solo. It sounds great, you heard it in the track, and actually it's not going to be that hard to play, but there's a lot that we need to go through. So, whether you're an acoustic or an electric, you can play this solo, trust me. Okay, there's nothing on it that can't be played on either one of those instruments. Of course, on the track, I played it on electric guitar because typically it would be played on electric guitar, but really, honestly, you can do it with both. So pick up either one of those guitars and let's get started. Okay, so if you're new to this course and you've just come through to this on YouTube, then please remember that you can head on over to the website and you'll find full write-ups for every lesson, all of the tab, all of the chord boxes, the fretboards, everything you need to absolutely smash and master every single lesson. As well as that, please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It massively helps us continue to provide you these free courses, and leave us a comment. If you've got questions, we will get back to you. So leave us a comment under the video and we'll speak to you there. Okay then guys, so we're gonna get straight down to the solo, and it sounds like this. So I'm gonna play it nice and clean with a little bit of a drum beat, just so you can hear it and remind yourself how it sounds. So after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go through this, shall we, piece by piece. Now, first things first, this is using our minor pentatonic shape 1, so our pentatonic box that we've learned. And in those lessons, I should say, where we looked at that, we talked about how we can easily change the key to any minor pentatonic we want just by simply knowing the notes on the E string. And this particular pentatonic is based around the B minor pentatonic box, B minor, D major. Now, don't worry too much about that. The key signature is D major, B minor. It's the same, they're one and the same thing. Don't worry yourself too much about that for this moment. That's something we'll cover in more detail in the lead guitar course, if that's the direction you're kind of going in. But essentially, we can think of it now in terms of what we've learned up to this point as a B minor pentatonic box. So let's just find that B minor pentatonic box. So we need B on the E string. So hopefully you know this by now, but let's do it. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. And if I just put my pentatonic box there, it looks like this. Now, the only thing to kind of suggest here is that the whole key is a D major. It's called the relative major of B minor. Don't worry about that for this point. All you need to know is that where your little finger is there, that's actually the note we would reference as the root note of this key, this D here, okay? So same box, up and down. It might just sound more resolved when you hit that note there, because that's the major root note rather than the minor root note, okay? I don't want to get into too much detail with that. All I want you guys to be able to do here is visualize that box, because all of the notes that we're playing are coming from that box. So when it comes to doing a bit more improvising for yourself, if you find that box in the right key, you can use some of these ideas and it will sound good. It will sound really good. So let's go through this. We start up here. Okay, so that's here on the 7th fret of the G string. So go through your box and get yourself to that note there. Okay, so you can visualize where that note is. And from there, we're going to let that one ring out. Okay. Now, if you're on an electric guitar, you might want to start trying a little bit of vibrato. Now, this is a more intermediate style technique, so don't worry too much about this. Let's just get the string noise down. But you'll see me wobble the string a little bit, okay? I wouldn't really suggest doing that on an acoustic at this point, but on the electric, we can just slightly rock that string back and forward, okay? And the hand position I've got here can either be, again, with the thumb over the top or the thumb at the back. Generally, this is a great hand position to be kind of championing because it really helps get that, hand around the neck, like so. But when you're playing lead, it's not as important, that you get that kind of bridge, so we can kind of be a bit more relaxed with the hand position, okay? So we've got that note there. Then we're gonna go, okay? So I'm going to come down to the D string, over to the 7th fret, and I'm gonna pick the 7th fret, followed by the 9th fret. So it's just that pentatonic box, and it's gonna be down, up with my right hand, down, up, and then back to the note that we just played. So far I've got this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to jump up to this part of the pentatonic box. So over here onto the 10th fret of the B string. And I'm going to go down my scale. So I've got this kind of pinky, first finger, third finger, first finger. Don't overthink it, it's just your pentatonic box that we've been learning. So should be quite familiar with that. We'll talk about the rhythm in a minute because it's all got a little bit of a bounce to it, hasn't it? But let's just get those notes in place. So we've got all together so far. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. So let's just do that a few times. I'm going to get the drum beat on. We're going to do it at a nice steady 70 BPM. So you can really start to hear it. 2, 3, 4, 1. Accidental little beat in there. I'll do it again. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So just try and get that melody into your head. We'll slow it down a little bit more. So we'll go to 65 BPM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All alternate picking, down up strokes with your right hand. We'll go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. So whenever you learn a solo, you need to break it down into licks, and that would be our first lick. Okay. Then we're going to do this. Okay, so this brings in a technique called slide, a slide. And what we do is we take the 7th fret with our first finger on the D string, and we're going to slide up. So we hold the fret down, we push down with our finger, and we go up the fretboard. So we create a slide, and then we're going to go back to the 7th fret without a slide. So we slide up, and then we go back to the 7th fret, all with one finger. Slides are really cool things to bring in now because one, they're great on acoustic and electric, okay, rather than bending, which can be really hard on both, really. Plus, it does start to make it sound a bit more vocal. It's the kind of thing, you can't do on many instruments that are not stringed instruments without kind of digital effects. So that kind of slide, it does give it a more vocal quality. Okay. So when you add that in, you get this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so it kind of finishes off that first lick, I would probably say. So that might be considered all part of lick 1. All right, let's just do that again. So it's a quick slide and then back down. So that's quite a hard little technique to get in there, but let's try it. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So to get the melody of it right, we're not going to go into, I'm not going to tell you about the triplet notes we're playing, all of that kind of stuff. We're not worried about that. Just be able to sing it. If you can sing it, bum, ba, da, 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 da. Whether your pitch is there or not, unlike mine, of course, it doesn't matter. The melody, the kind of timing is in your head. That's why we listen to the song so many times before we start playing it. So the timing is there. That's what we're trying to achieve. Okay. Now the next lick is very similar, okay? So it does the same thing. So exactly the same thing. This is kind of called creating a theme or a motif or something like that. Whenever you're doing a good kind of pop solo or blues solo or whatever, it's nice to have themes that you keep coming back to. Okay? Every time you do that, you create this kind of like familiarity, this melody that people are used to hearing. It's a really nice way to write a solo. So we basically repeat the first lick from the second note. So we go on the 7th fret of the D string, then pick the 9th fret, then the G string, 7th fret, and then we come down that pentatonic box. So it's exactly the same as we've just practiced, okay? So up to that point with the drum beat, we've got this, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1, then the same thing. And then we finish by going like this. So those last two parts, we're going to do that same slide again. It's just got a little bit more space to it this time. So we're going to go slide up and play that note, exactly the same as the last slide. But then we finish off by doing another slide, this time on the A string, from the 7th fret to the 9th fret, and finishing on the 10th fret of the D string, which remember, is that note there. That's what I was talking about at the beginning. That sounds like the resolve rather than the first note of the B minor pentatonic, because it's the D. That's the D note, and we're playing in the key of D major, okay? So it's the relative major to the natural minor, and honestly, don't worry if that's just gone straight over your head. We get to that in great detail in later courses. For now, that's the kind of resolve on that D, okay? So those last two, so that little slide over, and then again, slide over, and with your second finger hit the D, okay? So all of that together with the drum beat sounds like this, and I'll do it twice round, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now the second lick. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it repeats the same idea. So we'll do it again. I'll do a little bit of counting as we go through it to give you like little clues. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay? So, that is the first solo that you guys are going to be learning. So, take your time with it. Remember that over on the website, you've got the full tab, so you can see all those notes nice and clearly. Make sure to get really clear sounding notes, okay? Really, again, always focus on this side of the fret rather than back there. We're looking for it to be over here, okay? Make sure those slides are sounding really good. And above and beyond everything, make sure you can sing this melody in your head, or hum it or whistle it or whatever you need to do, so that you know the melody, so that when you come to play along to the drum beat, you know what you're trying to achieve. Keep it really slow. So we were working with a 65 BPM drum beat there, which you can use over on the website. And then just gradually work that up to the pace of the track. So that's something that's going to be a huge part of your practice over the next few days, certainly maybe even weeks, just to try and get that as clear as possible. And what we're going to do next time is we're going to bring together the 3 different elements, the verse, the chorus, and the solo, and I'll show you how to pin it all together in one track. Okay guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. That's it for today. Please do head on over to the next lesson when you're ready, which you can find here, or you can start from the beginning of the playlist right here on YouTube over here. Also, if you want to leave us a comment, we do our best to answer any questions that you might have, and pop us a like and subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Every little helps. Thank you so much guys. Speak to you later.